Hello. How are you tonight? I have to be honest. Life is kind of getting me down. And I know you're probably saying, you're probably shocked. You're probably like going, no, Peter, you have videos on the internet. I mean, what else could you want? And you're right. I don't know. I mean, the internet has afforded me some wonderful opportunities, and it's really given me some wonderful things over the last 7 years. It's given me Friendster, which I don't look at anymore. But at the time, there was a golden era when we all loved Friendster. And then there was MySpace, and I hate MySpace. And there was a time, though, I loved MySpace. But MySpace, I'm going to be honest, you'll find nothing but pain on MySpace. And although I have a MySpace page still because I want to keep in touch with certain friends, and that's kind of the only way I can do it, you will find nothing but pain on MySpace. Let's get that clear. Anyways, I feel like I've kind of lost some direction in life. And, well, maybe I never had a direction. I'm not really clear on that. I'm not sure if it's important. But I am frustrated, and I'm trying to figure out what to do. And so I was talking with my good friend today, and in passing, we were just talking, and we thought, the Army. We should join the Army. Because we both like MASH pretty much, and we both love Stripes. And either one of those situations, if they're even half real, they don't look that bad. I mean, that seems like I could probably do that. But then I remembered that I'd seen something on Dateline with Ann Curry, and they kind of said that things in Iraq are bad. And I kind of thought about that, and I thought, the Army's in Iraq, right? I asked my friend, he's like, yeah, I go, we shouldn't join the Army. And because Iraq does not look at all like Stripes. So, and then I went home after that, and I was really in a conundrum, and I was really like, because I feel like we hadn't answered any problems. We'd only created more problems, and then I was thinking about how bad Iraq is. And then an episode of Seinfeld came on. It was one of those early episodes where the acting isn't very good, and Jerry's really forcing all the banter, and they're really aware of all the banter, and it isn't really natural at all yet. And then I'm always thinking about how now, since Curb Your Enthusiasm came out, about how Larry David does a better Larry David than Jason Alexander does a good Larry David in the form of George Costanza. And then I'm just always thinking, since Jason Alexander is an actor, that he's probably really proud of himself because he's really nailed Larry David, and that's just annoying, because it's just really annoying. I don't know, and it's so, and then I don't know. Then I started thinking about this friend of mine that told me a story about how this crazy thing about how his grandfather had gone to see Brokeback Mountain, and because he thought it was a cowboy movie, and they were all together, and I guess, I don't know, like he didn't know how to tell his grandfather what kind of movie it was, but. So the grandfather, I guess he must have gone by himself. Everybody couldn't have gone because it didn't work. He went by himself. So he went by himself, and he at first he thought it was a cowboy movie, and just a cowboy movie, not like a cowboy movie with a twist, which is what it is. But so, and he came home, and everybody was like, "What'd you do today?" And they realized he was crying, and there were tears of joy because, for the first time in his life, he felt like he could finally be honest that in 1943, he and his best friend, Jack McGonaghy, had made love in a foxhole on the Maginot Line, I think is where it was. Somewhere in France during World War II. And they loved each other. They never did it again. It was just this one time. But he felt like he could now be his whole self. And he started having everybody in the family, which made them kind of uncomfortable, call him Brokeback Grandpa. And they were like, I'm not going to call you that. And he just kept saying, well, I guess I'm just a broke-back grandpappy and stuff like that, which was really weird. I mean, well, it isn't weird. It's sweet, but, So that's quite beautiful. But, I mean, an interesting twist on the grandfather going to see Brokeback Mountain. And nobody would have ever thought that. I'm forgetting what I'm talking about. Stripes? John Candy was really good in Stripes. Thank you.